Okay.
Fucking
I will ask y'all, because we honestly been creating our own topics, so we don't really need to hit back any of those, especially for time's sake. But I will ask y'all one last little thing. Give me one negative like quality. I think we all agreed on like the overhyping of the anime community. But what's a negative quality of the anime community? If you get one that you had to highlight on this platform, speak your piece.
This is tough. One negative quality of the anime.
Well, I mean,
Honestly,
just to put it out there, I'm gonna say the Goku beats all because his name is Goku. I mean, if we gonna be
Man,
real, like
that might be like, dog, that is probably the most disappointing thing. It made me like it literally because it made me not appreciate. It made me not like. I used to be a Goku kind of fan, but it just became like I felt myself low key hating on Goku. Like it's like, bro, like, it's like the show. It's like the writers basically they almost turned you against Goku, like because it's just like you get older, and you're just like, man, bro. He's that unstoppable, really? Like the spirit bomb is still working to this
day.
Right?
Let's see.
No one's even giving it up for Goku anymore. So like, whose energy is he getting?
Right? He's just like, I can make a spirit bomb off my own energy.
Draining
now.
the whole earth of all his energy. He's like,
I know I ain't giving him shit.
Literally the anti of the green movement right now. Just draining the earth of all his resources.
I would say my issue with the anime community, it's a little complex because it like bleeds into my life as like a stand-up. Is like, you know, I think the anime community is responsible for a lot of like what I would call like social justice like panic. You know, like not to say that social justice like isn't a good thing. Of course it is, but like the panic around it. And how, you know, like making it hard for like people like myself to, you know, breach topics or what have you. A lot of that stemmed from the anime community, and I only know that because I grew up in it. Like I've been going to conventions for you know 3 times as long as I've been doing stand up. So I watched how like a lot of that stuff was coming from like my ilk, you know, and I'm like, oh, that's not. You know,
yeah, it's this whole idea of like censorship of art, and it's kind of like there needs to be a reasonable divide between art and like politics or something like that, you know.
Yeah, like my whole thing is like you know, I don't care what anyone says, I'm gonna listen to Michael Jackson till I die, you know, like it's just one of those things. So same, but I saw that come from the anime community over the last say 6-7 years, and I only saw that from going to conventions a lot and just seeing that that's like, you know, we were kind of responsible for that, and so a lot of it was good, a lot of it was well intentioned, but you know,
I feel you.
Yeah. You think the anime community like makes it hard for people like because I feel like there's people who want to like you know get involved and like get informed. Like I actually see like chicks I wouldn't even expect like starting to like get interested in anime now. So it's like, but do you think like sometimes like the community is too hard on people for making them feel like they wouldn't understand like certain things or they wouldn't be able to have these certain conversations? Like because sometimes people are I think intimidated by like seasoned anime fans because it's just like you know a lot and you're just saying these words and talking about different things and it's just like you know you're saying like oh dubbed and like you know sometimes people don't know how to like it's like with the subtitles. So I'm just wondering, like, is it overall just like something that can be done to make more people interested in it and not have this like certain view that you have to be this certain type of like person to be interested in anime? It's just an art form, like anything.
Well, I think that has
that's
changed.
crazy. That I was about to say that's crazy that you type like because you know I was thinking about like my answer to the whole overall question,
right?
As to you know what I think the biggest problem. I think that's it for me. What you just said. For me, that's it. The fans, like it's not the you know the new. I actually want more you know new anime fans. I think it's the quote unquote diehard anime fans, the anime fans that belittle others or try to jump to conclusions about an anime because they think that they're seasoned.
Yeah,
but they and then when if another anime fan comes along, they don't even understand what the anime is really about. Sometimes it even gets clouded.
I agree. I agree with you like 130%. I think there's this elitism, right?
Yeah.
This elite, and I would consider myself an OG. Like I'm talking 8 years old in the dungeon, lights out, watching anime type fan.
Right.
But at the same time, I see in my own community this divide they create: elitists versus people that are like, yes, finally more people like anime. See, I like talking about anime, so I love when a new anime person comes in. But I have friends that'll be like, oh, whoa, you don't watch subbed on like fucking
like
YouTube in parts. Is like, no, I watch dub because that's my native language.
Exactly.
Like,
someone made a really great point about it. I forget who it was, but they're like people who are like subbed elitists. It's like, you don't speak Japanese. Like, how can you even good acting? You can't.
See, I had to check myself. I had to check myself on that one time because I was like, I mean, like I watch sub like anime, but it's just I was like, how do you try to feel like sounding like you're so cool because you watch subbed anime? Like, okay, like, I was like, so I found out, no, it is cool, but I was just like you just said, I haven't learned Japanese yet, so that would be a flex if I actually knew Japanese, I guess. But like, yeah, I found myself like doing things like that too. Like, you know, you like, oh, I watch dub. Oh, I watch sub, and that becomes a divide.
It separates people.
And it separates people, right? We just don't need those type of conversations anymore, bro. We need more.
I think you can have those types of conversations, but I think you need I think you need a group of people like us that's like we've dunked on each other this whole podcast, but that doesn't mean like we all kind of agree like anime is awesome, blah, blah, even if we have different tastes or whatever. Like the elitism of like you're lesser than because of your taste. Like, no, you should be able to dunk on people, but then also be like, well, yeah, of course you like what you like. Like I said, I think the scourge of the JoJo fans should be eradicated from anime. However,
I fully understand. I myself thought the same way before. Like literally, I ran into so many people. I actually started watching JoJo a couple of years ago, but it was the wrong JoJo. It was part 3. But I didn't know that. I'm just like,
but like even when I say dumb shit like that, you know, one, I don't mean it, and two, it's like, you know, fucking, you should be able to like say like, oh, well, this is trash, but like we still like we're in the same community. We're all at these conventions, you know, whenever whenever this fake virus dies.
Here's what I'm going to say, because honestly, it's also like the biggest reason I have with the way that anime fans just don't really understand what they watch, and they want to. It's like they want other people. The reason they rag on other people is like they want them to like the same anime they like for the same reason that they like it. That I don't agree. Like me, I guarantee I can get y'all to watch JoJo. I know I can.
I doubt it. Look,
I'm loving the confidence.
I cannot tell y'all what y'all would like about it.
The craziest thing is you will never get me to watch JoJo. That's like, I would be willing to bet my entire yearly salary that I will never watch JoJo's. If I watch JoJo's again, nigga, I'm out in the streets, bro. Like, I will bet that.
Out of everybody playing 5, you will be the hardest one to get to watch JoJo, because you've already seen part 1 and 2, and you've already skipped to part 5, and I'm just like,
see, this is also the cool thing about anime that I think is awesome, right? Because it's like on one end, player 5 despises JoJo, like he wouldn't even give it a shot, but here you are. You think it's like Grail. You think it's Grail status, and I think I think conversations like this are great because it's like you're going to run into that so much. There's certain people that hate certain animes, and you're just like, damn, I can't even believe you hate the anime. I love the anime.
But then we all in the same
I can believe you hate that. I can totally believe it.
I think a lot of old heads don't know how to dish it out properly, and I think a lot of new heads don't know how to take it. So that's kind of where the issue is. Is like there's an outcry from both sides. It's like, well, we're just saying that they're. Well, it's like one, you're not saying it like as a joke. You're not like you're being like actual douchebags. But then also on the other end, it's like, hey, they can disagree, and they're not being, they're not fucking being a terrible person, or like they're not hurting your feelings just because you vote. Like they disagree. Like so, yeah, it's outrage on both sides.
Man, we just need more love in the community.
So
more discussions like this.